Welcome back, guys, to another Tesla video. We just got a quick little recap of what Tesla will be doing in 2021. Some pretty big rumors coming in, some competitors coming in with their own vehicles, but 2021 is going to be a really big year for this car manufacturer. I feel like the stock price could definitely be going above $1,000. It could definitely be hitting the $1 trillion mark. I think it's very realistic, and I really do think it will happen since Tesla will be coming out with a ton of different products that a lot of you guys seem to be very excited about. First thing is, let's talk about some of the gigafactories that will be popping up. One of the gigafactories that will start production is the Nevada Gigafactory, and they will start producing the battery cells for North America. And then you also have the Austin Gigafactory that will be fully operational, perhaps around Q2 of 2021 this year, and will be producing the Tesla semi-truck and also the Cybertruck. And then overseas at Berlin, you do have their factory being fully operational around Q2 or Q3 of 2021. I have a feeling that it might be delayed even further since there's so many regulations, there's so many delays, there's constant stopping of the production of the facility. So that is a pretty big bummer, and I really do feel like they could have got things done perhaps in summer or spring of this year, but it's most likely to be fall because there have been so many times when Tesla had to slow down or halt construction because of like trees or snakes, etc. And then you got like Shanghai over there. We should be seeing the Model Y starting production around Q1 of this year, and that will be the Shanghai Gigafactory 2. And just a few miles away from that main Gigafactory, we should be seeing a massive supercharging factory being set up. It's not going to be producing cars. It's not going to be producing any sort of, software or battery. It's just going to be making the supercharger V3 stations. 10,000 units per year. That's a lot. I think Tesla knows that China has this massive appetite for electric vehicles because the government over there is straight up banning fossil fuel cars in just a few years. So if you're like a citizen over there and you want to buy a vehicle as like an investment in the future so you could definitely go places, you're going to have to purchase and invest in an electric vehicle instead of a fossil fuel vehicle. So that's why most people go to, Tesla. They make some really phenomenal cars, autopilot, and they really do care for you. So they're making this supercharging factory that just makes the V3 superchargers. How crazy is that? And then lastly, you got the Indonesian Gigafactory. Now, whether or not this will be set up is a whole different story, but the chances are very high since Indonesia is showing a lot of interest in this Gigafactory. They also have bragged that they have the biggest nickel reserves in the world, and it's really concentrated. So Tesla is looking around, they're thinking, okay, Indonesia seems pretty decent. So they're sending like representatives and delegates, back and forth, and they're trying to secure a deal. So I'm thinking this deal most likely will wrap up this month, January of 2021. And afterwards, we should be seeing a lot of talks about where Tesla will be securing their nickel deposit. They will try to pick a location to set up. I'm guessing the construction most likely will start the summer or fall this year and then be fully completed next year, 2022. The whole reason why they're making a battery there is for the nickel, and the nickel makes the 4680 battery cells extremely dense. And that's honestly about it. There's a lot of competition coming out this year, especially with a higher volume of electric vehicles. One of them is the Mercedes-Benz EQ series. We should be seeing some SUVs and some sedans being announced. You do have the BMW iNext coming in and the Audi Q4 e-tron. You also have other brands like Lordstown Motors creating the Lordstown Endurance. You do have General Motors coming out with the Hummer EV. So you have a lot of vehicles from a ton of different companies coming out, and that's just a few. If you go overseas, you can see like there's Polestar, there's Neo, there's Xpeng, there's Li Auto. There's a ton of electric vehicle brands popping out consistently. So 2021 will be a year of electric. A lot of people will slowly transition from fossil fuel cars to electric vehicles. And just here in America, we see a lot of competition in the electric industry as well. Porsche came out with the Taycan, which is directly competing against the Model S. You have Mercedes-Benz. They're coming out with this luxury sedan as well. So just basing Tesla off as a car manufacturer is kind of scary because even right now, they're not selling that many cars. But their software department is way superior than any of these companies. I think Ford, GM, Mercedes-Benz, and a lot of other brands out there are way too focused on trying to launch their next vehicle. Instead, I feel like they should definitely focus more on the software aspect than just the car manufacturing aspect. I think Tesla already has a production under their belt. They feel pretty comfortable with the production. So let's see what they do with the software. This month, January, we should be seeing Tesla releasing the full self-driving beta to the rest of the Tesla consumers. This is a wider release, and if you're one of the guys who didn't get it in December, well, you will be getting it sometime in January and February at the very latest. That's what the rumors are saying, and usually the rumors are correct. The FSD beta is pretty impressive since it does update every 5 to 10 days, so it gets better and better the more we use it. And the full self-driving beta is really, really good. You could drive in cities, you could switch from a highway to cities or vice versa, lane changes, you could recognize stoplights, pedestrians, crosswalks. It's pretty good. I watched several videos on Twitter and YouTube and people seem to like it. The people who did get the FSD beta before anyone else, they replied saying this is probably one of the best softwares on the market. Like there no other car company is making software that good. I mean, sure, Mercedes-Benz, Ford, Toyota has maybe like the lane change or maybe like auto parking, maybe like auto stop if something's in front of it, but that's about it. I mean, Tesla is trying to reach full autonomy in 2021. Musk even said this last year, saying we're going to be achieving full autonomy in 2021. He really wants to be launching the robotaxi sometime soon, especially how in China there's already several companies already launching their own robotaxi service. So Tesla really does want to be behind. So they're really trying to run and race and trying to get this robotaxi network first before anyone else does. And lastly, I really do feel like the Tesla semi-truck should definitely get some recognition here. This is one of the few vehicles that almost never gets any recognition, and I really do feel like it's a really bad thing. Lastly, let's talk about the batteries. Battery production most likely will start this year, and we should be seeing a ton of battery cells being produced from both gigafactories, the Nevada Gigafactory, and also the Berlin Gigafactory. One cool thing about the Berlin Gigafactory is they make cars, but at the same time, their battery output in like the next few years will be twice as much as the Nevada Gigafactory, which is straight up dedicated for making batteries. So my guess is we should be seeing the 4680 battery cells starting production this year, and they will be shoved into the Model Ys in Berlin. So we should be seeing the 4680 battery cells in action in the brand new Model Ys in Germany this year. And if it all goes well in the next couple years, we should be seeing the 4680 battery cells sending it to all the other major gigafactories. So all the Tesla cars will be enjoying this brand new battery cell. And we might even be seeing Tesla selling some of their battery cells to their competitors, since a lot of third-party companies, they make some pretty decent batteries, but they don't really have the factory for that kind of production and volume, which if you have so many of these massive companies going electric, everyone's going to be starving for battery cells. That's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Comment below. Happy holidays.